President Mash.
Good afternoon and welcome to the work session for the Board of Education of Greeley-Evans School District 6. This meeting will now come to order. Ms. Lemon, will you please call the roll?
Director Azari.
Present.
Director Bentley.
Present.
Director Campos-Spitzy.
Present.
Director Mash.
Present.
Director Matthews.
Present.
Director Norwood. 5 board members present.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda is our calendar review. And let's see, special events include the JROTC Marine Corps Ball, 50th anniversary family night celebration for Shashin. That will be fun to attend. And then Discover District 6 Academy. Is this the second date of that? Okay. Of course, CASB convention, and it's a week later than usual, so hopefully everyone has that blocked out. Looks forward to a legislative preview when we get into January. Does anyone have anything to add or any RSVPs you're still missing?
Have we checked in with new board member, the newly elected for the CASB?
We will shortly.
Okay, we haven't yet.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Moving right along to board member comments. And as this is Mr. Matthews' last work session, would you like to go first? Mr.
Go
Matthews?
first?
I don't know, or maybe I should finish with it. I don't know. You go first,
Yeah.
so that nobody takes all the things you were going to talk about.
No, not a ton to talk about. Did get to go to both Puffs and Macbeth this last weekend. Great shows, both of them. We have so many artistic and talented students in our district, and it is fun to watch them do what they do on stage, and you watch them for years sometimes, and you think you've seen all that they can do, and then they continue to surprise you with a new role and the way that they do that. And so I really enjoyed both of those. Not a lot of other events that I've gotten to go to that but yeah, just it's the last meeting, so it's been a fun 8 years, and I will miss getting to. We'll still go to Greeley Central and Greeley West, I'm sure, but we'll miss getting to go to so many of the other schools that I've gotten to go to. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Azari.
Thank you, President Mash. I did attend a couple of events. Went to the Weld Community Foundation annual Spread the Good, along with several of my other board members. And once again, they put together a very interesting presentation, this time featuring 4 singer-songwriters. And that was, like I said, a very interesting presentation, very entertaining for a lunchtime get-together. I also had the opportunity to attend the visit to the Greeley West High School. And we had the opportunity to talk to many students there about both the IB program and the AVID program. And once again, I agree with Mr. Matthews. Our students are very impressive, not just on stage, but just speaking with them in general in meetings like that. And then finally, I did not get a chance to attend Mayor Gates's retirement celebration at Island Grove, but I did go to the one at the city, and he'll be missed as our mayor, and I want to thank him for the service that he had to our school district as well over the years as the security, the head of security for the district. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Dr. Campos-Spitzy.
So I also got to go to the Greeley West High School visit, and we got to have a roundtable with IB students and AVID students, and it was really cool to hear them talk about how they do study group and their interactive notebooks, and then to actually go into the classrooms and see the kids interacting with their notebooks, and just thought that was so awesome. What a great new kind of initiative these interactive notebooks are. I got to go to Island Grove and congratulate Mayor Gates on his retirement. 6 years on city council, 6 years as mayor, and
8 and 8.
8 and 8. Oh my gosh, 8 years in city council, 8 years as mayor, and many of those years as our chief of safety and security. And so cool for the mayor to have a front row seat on what's going on in K through 12. He would sit through all of these Monday meetings with us. Yeah, we will miss having that close of a connection to our mayor in District 6. But some announcements. So not something necessarily that needs to go on our calendar, but this Wednesday, the Greeley Central High School Wildcats, the boys soccer team, will be in the semifinals at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood, Colorado, about an hour and a half south from here. The game is at 7:30. It's their semifinals. If they win, they go to the state championship. The tickets are $12. You can only buy them online. No cash, like you can't pay cash at the stadium. So the Facebook page for Greeley Central has a QR code and a link to buy those tickets if you want to go cheer on our boys. I was really impressed. This Saturday, I got to go to the Hispanic Women of Weld County annual breakfast, where actually Sarah Venegas, who's the president of our Council of Student Reps, who I'm sure we'll hear talk later today about Early College Academy, she was awarded one of the traditional scholarships. But at the breakfast, it's catered by UNC. It was at the UNC ballroom. And Robbie Humphrey, who is the goalie for the Greeley Central soccer players, was serving breakfast. And the event started at 9. And I knew they had a soccer game in like Battle Mountain. And I was like, aren't you supposed to be on a bus, young man? As he's serving my eggs and bacon. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to finish catering this event. And then I'm going to go catch a bus at 11 at Central. And I think he highlights just how hardworking our boys are. And I know Alison Izaguirre, who is the main shooter for the team, he works for his dad's roofing company and actually has to miss a lot of practice, yet has led the team this far into the semifinals. And so anyway, just really proud of our Greeley Central soccer team and hope some of us can make it. It's going to be cold, so bring some blankets. Other things, besides Sara Venegas winning one of the scholarships for Hispanic Women of Weld County, one of our student advocates at Greeley Central, her name's Carla Gutierrez, who's she was one of the keynote speakers, I think, at the GAP graduation this last year. She was awarded a non-traditional scholarship because she's continuing her education, and just thought it was cool to celebrate District 6 at the Hispanic Women of Weld County breakfast. I wanted to congratulate our new board members, so Dina Lemos Garcia, Weston Edmonds, Robin Rogie, and then our Vice President, Kyle Bentley, for winning a re-election and joining District 6 School Board. And on that same ballot, we got to vote for Healthy Meals for All, and that passed as well, which I'm so excited about, that we'll get to continue to offer free meals for our kids. Other awards, I think I wanted to, on the intercom, I noticed Franklin Middle School, which is one of my schools that I'm an ambassador for, won the Distinguished Kindness Workplace, which I thought how wonderful to stand out for kindness. So congratulations to the Franklin Middle School students and their staff for that. And excited to celebrate Michael Matthews at the reception today, and hope that we indeed see you at Greeley West and Greeley Central, and that you email us as a concerned parent now.
All the time. All the time.
But yes, excited to hear some legislative update. I think that's what we have going on the work session. Our superintendent's report highlighted that the governor is investing in K through 12, and that's pretty exciting to see. That our per pupil funding will increase by $413. That'll bring the amount to $12,272 per pupil. So that was promising. But as is stated in the report, many things can change.
The proposed budget.
Yes, that's the proposed budget.
Yeah.
Many things can change over the
But it is
legislative
good news.
cycle. But we can be hopeful. And that wraps my comments up.
Vice President Bentley.
I don't know if there's any words left. She said them all.
I think you said that before.
I also was able to attend the Weld County Community Foundation annual Spread the Good luncheon. It was really cool just to see the different stuff they do, and the way they tied all that together with the songs about community was pretty fun. On 11/7, last Friday, I got to go to the Greeley Area Chamber of Commerce. They do a monthly meeting. It's more based in the Chamber of Commerce. I'm usually there as a small business owner and a member of the chamber, but this week's presenting, their topic was mental health, and North Range gave a presentation, and it was really cool to see their sheet on the big screen and highlighting all the services they do. And to me, it was very interesting to see what they do for our school. I knew we have a collaboration and we do a lot with North Range, but just to actually see them detailed out as all the different services was pretty neat to see, and just kind of another, out of the box reminder of how much good we have going on in the district. And then I was also able to attend Mayor Gates's retirement party, so I just want to wish him happy retirement and thank him for all of his years of service.
Thank you all. As you all know, I have taken a few weeks off, and I thank you all for your support and prayers and texts and checking in on me as I was able to care for my mother and then lost her. So I thank you all very much for just giving me that space and for stepping in and answering emails and all of those kinds of things. So I am looking forward to continuing this semester and next semester and all the good work that we're doing here. I was able to attend Greeley West, and just like my other board member said, what an amazing group of students. They're so astute. They seem to know themselves. I was a terrible student. Then I joined Avid, and even the first year I didn't really pay attention to Avid, but then I realized how beneficial it was to me. And so it was great to get into the classrooms, and just every time we're inside that building, what a blessing, what a beautiful building that is. And again, we want to take every opportunity to thank our voters for passing the bond issue that led to that beautiful space. Also, an enormous congratulations to Mayor Gates, and I was able to speak with him briefly. I actually spoke before City Council when he was a councilman back very long time ago, and appreciated just the attention he gave to every person who spoke. Also witnessed, a meeting as a mayor, and just the kindness, friend to all, beautiful support of the city in every way. So I hope he does enjoy some fishing. I think he said maybe he was going to get back into, or we'll see what kinds of things he enjoys in his retirement. Okay, thank you for your comments. I think we'll move on to legislative update from Mr. Fall.
Pass it down.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Mash, members of the board, Dr. Pilch. Welcome back, President Mash. And President Matthews, I hope you are appreciating that on your last meeting, we're going to do another one of these legislative updates.
Very much so.
I wanted to just start off with a short debrief. If any of the directors had any comments surrounding, we had legislators in our board meeting a few meetings ago. I don't know if the board members had any feedback or any questions you had after meeting with state lawmakers, or if you have any recommendations for me and Ann Barkis, our lobbyist, moving forward in working with these folks.
Maybe it might be helpful just really to hear from each one of you, kind of your impressions, if you're willing to do that. Several of you shared with me individually, and so I think it'd be good for you to hear from each other.
Well, I'll just go ahead and say that I appreciated their voiced commitment for public education and K-12 education in the state of Colorado, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from them in regards to that. It's good to hear, and I think that the state has made some positive strides in funding K-12 education even though we have some big budgetary concerns going on in the state. So I'm very appreciative of them being here and sharing those insights with us. So I look forward, I often go down to the legislature, as you know, Mr. Fall, and I'm looking forward to talking to them again about that. So thanks.
Thank you.
I thought it was really productive. Like before meeting them, I didn't know, she's Representative Lori Garcia Sander, that she has a background in education. I had no idea. I knew her sister did, but I didn't know she did herself. And so it was informative for me to get to know them a little bit more personally.
I appreciate, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead, go.
I appreciated just the kind of down-to-earthness it presented. A lot of times when you see these guys, they're in the middle of a campaign or they've got something they're working on, and so you get that version, which isn't the most productive. It's more of an advertisement. So I really liked just the back and forth and the real conversation we had, and just getting to know them a little better.
And yeah, I would just say I appreciate their time. That's, again, we know what it's like. We get invited to a lot of different things, and to take a Monday night when you're so busy to come and to hear from us. I just appreciated that these representatives really took the time and really seemed to listen to our concerns and what we value, and hopefully they heard those and will represent us well.
Well, thank you all. And I felt like that was a really productive conversation as well. I don't know how much work it was for Miss Lemon to coordinate all of that, but perhaps we can continue to do something similar in future years, assuming that's not too much of an ask.
I will add, Mr. Fall, that I do think that beginning to build that foundational relationship with them is really important, and that I think what we will want to do, Nate, is when it's time for maybe the CASB Day at the Capitol, we could see who could go from our team, and then we could reach out to them ahead of time and maybe plan to try to meet with them while we are there. Or if there's another day that we're going to the Capitol, that we could try to meet with them down there on their turf and hear from them about what they're working on, and maybe have an opportunity for some input. I do think it was really valuable. I think when elected officials get to talk to other elected officials, it does have a different impression than just elected officials hearing from a voter.
Well, as with anything, please just reach out if any thoughts come to mind. Just the second piece of this agenda, just so you're aware, the 2026 General Assembly session will start on January 14th. So far, I have seen one bill draft that will likely be introduced. It's called Enhanced Protections for 504 and K-12 Schools. I've already reviewed this bill with some of our district leadership team members. There are some concerns around this bill. So essentially, given kind of what's going on with the federal government and kind of the dismantling of the U.S. Department of Education, which includes the Office for Civil Rights, OCR, there are some folks in the state that are making some attempts to kind of create an OCR light that runs through CDE that essentially will review claims of discrimination as it relates to disability discrimination in schools. And so this bill essentially creates a whole kind of OCR department and CDE to review claims of discrimination, disability discrimination. The problem with this bill is it kind of establishes grievance procedures that aren't necessarily aligned with federal law. It's kind of making some changes to how we're currently reviewing students with disabilities and how we are to approach any disputes surrounding families who have claims around the services that are being provided to their children. But nonetheless, this is something that I know not just from a disability discrimination, but also from a race discrimination. They're looking for some adjustments to CDE's capacity to review claims of discrimination in Colorado, just given what's happening with the federal government. So we'll be monitoring that bill. I find it to be a little bit concerning, but certainly don't want to prevent folks from raising concerns with an entity like CDE. But nonetheless, we want to make sure that if it is going to be passed, that it's very much in alignment with federal law. And then just so you're all aware, voters did approve those tax increases to sustain free meals. So those are Prop LL and MM. And that's really, really good news for us. So just a quick update on the federal government. We are at day 41 of the government shutdown. I was just looking right before this meeting. It looks like they might be having a vote today and that it's possible that the government shutdown will end today. So we will see how that goes. Really, I think the immediate impact that we're seeing right now has to do a lot with SNAP benefits. We know that in Rhode Island, there was a court that had ordered the presidential administration to fully fund SNAP. Right now, it looks like they're only using about 65% of contingency funds. I think that the main concern for us, and I would look to our director of finance, it has to do with direct certification. Might be one main issue that we're facing with no SNAP benefits. And I'm not sure if there's anything else really specifically that we're dealing with the government shutdown that's causing us any issues. Is from what I understand, we haven't seen any direct issues from the federal government shutdown, and we're still receiving the funding that we should be receiving. So there hasn't been any direct impact on District 6, but certainly we're continuing to monitor that. There has been more layoffs in the federal government. Just recently, the U.S. Department of Education lost an additional, I think it was around 460 employees, and that was 20% of the remaining workforce that they're down. So the President Trump administration has been pretty committed to dismantling the U.S. Department of Education, and they seem to be making efforts towards accomplishing that. The last piece that I thought was a little bit interesting with the federal government is they are proposing moving IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, from the U.S. Department of Education to Health and Human Services, to HHS. This is just a proposal, but certainly if they were to transfer funding and oversight and compliance to HHS, that would be significant. That would fundamentally alter everything we know about special education monitoring, compliance funding, and enforcement. This is just a proposal. We don't know what's coming, but it seems like everything that this administration has promised, they've kind of delivered on. So this does seem like a potential logical next step if the U.S. Department of Education is in fact dismantled. So that's everything I have for you all. I don't know if you have any thoughts or comments.
Do you know, I haven't been following the government shutdown too closely. Do you know, with the vote today, is there going to be a compromise on the Affordable Care Act?
I think that's where the compromise would need to be made. And so, but I haven't read enough detail to know what concessions each side is making on that. But I think that's kind of was the last thing that was holding him up.
And then I think I've highlighted this at a previous work session, but I think it obviously sounds a little scary for the Department of Education to be dismantled, and especially how that might impact IDEA. But IDEA existed before the Department of Education, and so I think that helps calm, some fears, for me at least. The IDEA hasn't always been under the Department of Ed, and existed before the DOE, and so I think and hope that it will continue to exist and be funded and be staffed appropriately,
Yeah,
et cetera.
that's a really good point.
So the question is, what would that, how does that impact us? I mean, theoretically, if not any other way of looking at it, here on the ground, if the Department of Education is taken away?
I don't think we know. And it's funny because when we met today, we said there's just so much that is unknown here. I mean, we really don't know. It would depend on what gets pushed to the state, and funding that comes from the federal level, for example. Will that funding get pushed out to the state, or will it just be no more? And but I think some of the examples are like the Office of Civil Rights. We're already seeing the impact of that they're terribly behind. There's no one to take phone calls. because all the work from the Office of Civil Rights has been pushed out to the state level or the regional level even. And so I think we don't know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the worst things about it, that you can't plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll just say, and this is my opinion, I think the thing we need to really pay close attention to is very well-meaning legislators in the state of Colorado believing that because the Department of Ed might need to be eliminated, that there are additional laws that they would need to put into place or additional requirements that they would put on the Colorado Department of Ed, kind of like the enhanced protections for 504 and K-12 schools would be. And I think we need really pay attention to that and be really cognizant of what might be being proposed that could have an impact financially on the state of Colorado, which could then take away from state funding or could have an impact on us and our workload and our work delivery, as well as that of the Department of Education. And I say that, when I say very well-meaning legislators, I mean that. I mean, I think it would be because they are trying to protect something or provide a service they're worried about losing, and I think we just have to pay really close attention and help, be really well-informed and help inform our legislators on what really is or is not helpful. Is that fair to say, Nate?
Any other questions or comments? I was just curious how it works. You've already seen a drafted bill. So do they draft bills when they're out of session as
This
well?
is the time of season where the bills get drafted.
Okay.
And they start trying to find sponsors for bills. And so, yeah, there's a lot of kind of stakeholder work that's happening behind the scenes right now so that they're ready to introduce bills by the time January rolls around.
Okay.
So if you have any laws that you want to change, today's the day to
Oh, today.
make the
Shoot.
suggestions.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. I guess we will debrief the work session. We'll start with you, Dr. Campos-Mitzi.
Sure. That was very helpful. Thank you, Nate. I agree with Director Azari. Uncertainty is never a fun feeling. But I know that our team is staying on top of it. And Mr. Fall was even checking whether the federal shutdown had resolved right before this meeting. So maybe by the end of our business meeting, that we'll have had resolution with that. But yes, informative. Thank you so much.
Mr. Azari.
Well, as always, I really appreciated having a legal counsel to interpret everything that's going on, even if there is no way to interpret what is going on. I still appreciate it. But I know that we have a good team and a good staff, and we do have people in the state who do care deeply about K-12, and so we will continue to work our way through that. And thanks again, Mr. Matthews, for your service to the board, and I know this is your last work session with us. I appreciated having the time to work with you. Thank you.
Mr. Matthews.
Now you, Mr. Azari, and all of you. Thank you, Mr. Fall, for the update. I do appreciate that we got a legal update on my last work session. And I say that because we did not have this position when I started on the board. I forget that sometimes, but we did not have an attorney, in-house attorney, in our district when I started on the board, and we did not. Board members did a good job, I would say, of informing us, but we did not have the kind of information that we now have about what's happening at both the federal and the state level, and so it's been a great benefit the last few years to have that and to know what we should be paying attention to and what we should be reading more about and what we should how we can advocate for public education, specifically at the state level. And so I very much appreciate it. So thank you, Mr. Fall. And appreciate you guys, as always, in the work session, your professional conduct and the way that you handle it, President Mash. So thank you.
Yeah, ditto. Thanks, Nate. It's always good. And I just want to, make sure on record, I thank Michael for all of his leadership and stuff over the years as we navigated, come on the board during kind of a tumultuous time, and just having his sound voice was very good and just helped us through some rocky roads. So appreciate everything, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around.
I feel like I need to ask you for like that nugget of advice for the, like, what's the one thing, put you on the spot, no.
The one thing.
The one thing.
The one thing.
Yeah, what's the secret to your success? No. I also wanted to say thank you to Mr. Fall. It's always informative to have your perspective and kind of just helping us with next steps and how we can be involved. And yes, Mr. Matthews, it will feel odd. I've been on the board my entire time with you, so it will feel odd not to have you here. Do you want to give us the secret to your success? Or your one piece of advice for us moving forward?
One piece of advice. I don't know. That's, having been the president for 6 years, I got to talk a lot. And it's been nice. I'm very appreciative that Natalie is now the president and I don't have to talk quite so much. I guess the one thing that I remember, and the one thing that I would encourage us to remember, and hopefully our community to remember, that when I was in 2016, when we did not pass MLO, so we've passed it twice now, but there was a year where we didn't, and in that year, when we didn't pass it, someone wrote an op-ed to the Tribune and said something to the effect that, when I was raising kids, we bought our own kids' computers, and we bought our own kids' paper. We bought our own kids, we paid for our own kids. And what struck me and what has stuck with me for 8 or 9 years now is that they're all our kids. And yeah, I think that's, if I could leave the district, one thing to remember is that they're all our kids. And we have incredible kids in this district. We hear so many great stories about kids that save companies, $100,000, or kids that, are, they're the person walking their parent through an addiction because they've already conquered addiction. And there are so many amazing things that our kids do. And the other thing that's happened for me in 8 years is I've realized they don't stay kids very long. I started with 4, about to be 5, and now I'm down to 2 kids in the district. And these kids, they won't be kids very long. Pretty soon they will be the people that are taking care of us, and they will be wiring our houses, or they will be welding whatever it is that we need welded, or they'll be the person on the other side of a needle, and we need them to be good. This community needs them to be good. So they're all our kids. And I appreciate this district and this community's that guy's a minority opinion. That this is the majority of this community has been so supportive, and the dedication that I've witnessed in this district from the bus drivers to the teachers, to the principals, to all of you and the superintendent. It's an amazing thing to have gotten to witness. So, feel very, very blessed to have had the opportunity. Thank you, President Mash.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm just greedy for one more inspirational nugget, and thank you. We're all better for remembering that. So thank you very much. We look forward to celebrating you with our community downstairs. This meeting is now adjourned.